We don't even know that. But we definitely know that after 1945, we do not find Netaji within the political scenario of India. Nevertheless, till the very end, he remained dedicated to the cause of India's freedom from the British and strongly held the belief that freedom is never given, it has to be taken. Thank you very much. Chom Shubro, over to you.
Thank you so much, Shatarupati, for this illuminating speech. Now, I would request Professor Raj to continue the program from here. Raj?
Thank you, Shubho sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes,
Audible?
you are audible.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. In the next part of this beautiful program, we will hear some recitations from our bright students. The first recitation will be presented by Shormishta Dev, student of 5th semester, Department of Bengal. Now I am requesting to admin, please present the video of Shormishta.
নমস্কার নমস্কার আমি শর্মিষ্ঠা দেব। আমি আপনাদের সামনে আজকে যে কবিতাটি পাঠ করছি সেটি হচ্ছে শুভ দাশগুপ্তের লেখা আমি সুভাষ বলছি। তোমার পাথরে দিয়েছি মালা, এত মালা এত ফুল তুমিই ঢাকা পড়ে গেছো। তুমি পাথর না হলে রাগই করতে। ৫৬ বছর আগের এক মধ্যরাতে এলগিন রোডে ৩ তলার ঘরে আলো জ্বলছিল। চাদর গায়ের এক ছায়ামূর্তি পায়চারি করছিল অবিরাম। বাইরের রাস্তায় তখন ইংরেজ পুলিশের চর সতর্ক সজাগ চোখে দেখছিল। তার সব সতর্কতাকেই বুদ্ধ বানিয়ে তুমি তখন অন্ধকার ছেড়ে ছুটে চলেছ আলোর পথে। দেশের মানুষ কাকপক্ষী কেউই টের পায়নি। তুমি চলে যাবার পর ৫৬টা শীত বর্ষা গ্রীষ্ম উধাও, সাথে তুমিও। সেই থেকে প্রত্যেক জানুয়ারিতে পৃথিবীর এপাড়া ওপাড়া সব মাটিতেই তোমার অনস্বর পায়ের ছাপ। সব রাইফেলে তোমার বুকের বারুদ, সব কুচকা আওয়াজে তোমার সেনার ছন্দ। পরশ পাথরের মতো স্বাধীনতাকে খুঁজছে তোমার অন্তরে লুকিয়ে থাকা খেপা। তোমার গন্তব্য ছিল স্বাধীনতা, তোমার পথ ছিল স্বাধীনতা, তোমার স্বপ্ন ছিল স্বাধীনতা, তোমার প্রেম ছিল স্বাধীনতা। তুমি রক্ত চেয়েছিলে স্বাধীনতারই জন্য, তাই তো তুমি পাথর। যারা স্বাধীনতার আড়ালে চেয়েছিল গদি, চেয়েছিল সিংহাসন, ইংরেজের ছেড়ে যাওয়া লুটের রাজ্যপাট, তারা রইল সুখে। ভারতবর্ষের টাকায় তাদের মুখ, তোমার নয়। ভারতবর্ষের অফিসে আদালতে তাদের ছবি, তোমার নয়। ভারতবর্ষের সংবিধানে তাদের শৈশবুক, তোমার নয়। ইংরেজরা গরিব মানুষকে পায়ের নিচে রাখতো, আমরাও বড়লোকদের মাথায় করেই রেখেছি। স্মাগলার কিংবা ডাকাতকে জোর হাতে সভাপতির আসনে আহ্বান করেছি। ইংরেজরা এদেশের ধন সম্পত্তি লুট করত, আমরা তো দেশটাকেই বেচে দিচ্ছি। ইংরেজরা দিয়েছে চাবুক লাঠি গুলি, আমরা দিয়েছি মস্তান মাফিয়া নেতার বুলি। ইংরেজরা দিয়েছে কালাপানি সেলুলার জেল, আমরা দিয়েছি টিভিতে সুপারহিট মোকাবিলা আর আইনসভায় আয়ারাম গয়ারামের খেল। ৫৬ বছর আগের এক মধ্যরাতে পরাধীন এই দেশ ছেড়ে তুমি চলে গিয়েছিলে স্বাধীন এক স্বদেশে ফিরে আসার স্বপ্ন নিয়ে। তুমি ফিরে আসোনি, তবে স্বাধীনতা এসেছে। তার কাঁধে ঝুলি ভরে নিয়ে এসেছে ভোট নামক রাজস্বয় যোগ্য, গণতন্ত্র নামক চিরাউত মাত্তস্যনায়, প্রগতি নামক লোক ঠকানো স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স, সংহতি নামক বিস্ফোরণের চুরমার, ঐতিহ্য নামক মন্দির মসজিদের ঝগড়া, আর আসমুদ্র হিমাচল গড়িয়ে দেওয়া ভাষণ, ভাষণ আর ভাষণ। 56 বছর ধরে তুমি পাথর হয়ে আছো। 56টা বছর ধরে ভারতবর্ষ অধীর অপেক্ষায় কান পেতে আছে। ইথার তরঙ্গে কবে হঠাৎ শোনা যাবে স্বাধীনতার নিজস্ব কণ্ঠস্বর। আমি সুভাষ বলছি। ধন্যবাদ।
We thank for a beautiful recitation, Mr. Next recitation will be presented by Hafsa Siddiqa from the English department, student of first semester. And I request to Hafsa, please present it. Hafsa, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, present your recitation.
Sir, it is not audible. It's not audible. No, it is not.
Hafsa, you don't have to present, you just have to speak to your microphone.
Just, I'll take 2 minutes. Unmute, unmute. I think you've just muted your microphone. Hafsa, you're still not audible. Hafsa, unmute the audio. Unmute. Unmute your audio, please. Yes, now present the screen.
The
Okay,
audio
ma'am.
is still off, I guess.
Yes, yes. So now present the screen. Yes.
No, the audio is still muted. I guess you need to switch on the audio first.
Sir, the audio is on.
So, Hafsa, let it be. You just recite the piece.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, okay.
No.
I think when you present, it takes the presentation's audio, not your audio. That's the problem, I think. So I guess you just have to speak to the microphone.
Recite, yes. So, Hafsa, you just recite the piece. Right?
Okay, ma'am, just a minute. Of what good is the blood that can't come to a boil? Of what good is the blood that protects its soil? Of what good is the blood that's not alive with ardor? The blood that flows not free, it's not blood, it's water. The day the blood got appreciated, when people realized its worth, was in Burma when Subhash asked them to sacrifice for their earth. He said, "For your freedom, you'll have to sacrifice. You've lived enough in the world. Now death is freedom's price." In the feet of freedom, the garland that is spread. Listen, it will be woven with your severed heads. The battle for independence isn't won by money, be sure. Commitment to sacrifice is on Barnex endured. The freedom of history. The history of freedom struggle in black ink isn't written or read. For its sake, brave hearts have let loose floods of blood red. In so saying, the speaker's eyes had become bloodshot, face had acquired blood's hue, blood red body glowed so hot. He raised his hands, declared, "Give me your blood, come, and in fair exchange I will give you freedom." There was a tumult in the crowd. Hearts couldn't contain the joy. Rallying cries traveled miles, reaching the hoi polloi. We are, we are ready to bleed. Only these words could be heard. To go into the battlefield, men stood ready, undeterred. Subhash dared, "Not like this, for they say talk is cheap. Seal your commitment now by signing on this sheet." The person signing up here has to dedicate his all possessions, relations, body, soul, whole life for this clarion. But this is no ordinary letter. It is a declaration of independence.
নেতাজি জয়ন্তী
Drop some virile blood on your body on it.
প্রচুর প্রসেসিং
I
করে
give you the chance. Step forward and be counted if Indian blood's in your vein. Step forward and be counted if you call yourself Indians. Step forward and be counted by signing here in blood. I offer a shroud. Come to go with a smile into the mud. Everyone shouted back, "Here we come, here we come. In the cause of the motherland, we'll give our blood some." The youth advanced with courage and kept climbing the stairs. With blades, knives, and steel, they'd drop some blood in theirs. Then, in the ink of that blood, they'd dip the nibs of their pen and make their signatures on the Declaration of Independence. That day, the stars of the sky saw an Indian faith all new. With their blood, the braves wrote India's history anew. Thank you, sir.
We thank for a wonderful recitation, sir. Now I am requesting to Sagnik sir, please continue this program. Sagnik sir, are you there?
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I'm there.
Okay,
Am I
over to
audible?
you. Yes, you're audible.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
over
you.
to you. Oh,
Okay. Thank you so much. Now I ask Professor Kranti Diwan from Economics Department to share her speech or to share her views on this beautiful occasion. Kranti ma'am, are you there?
Yes, Shagne, thank you so much for introducing me.
Thank you.
I'm here. Okay, so I'm just switching on my video. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's already 12 noon. And নমস্কার সবাইকে নেতাজি জয়ন্তী উপলক্ষে সবাইকে স্বাগত, and we are all here to celebrate Netaji Jayanti, and as Professor Shatrupa ma'am has already told that it's also celebrated as the Parakram Divas. Ma'am has spoken a lot about the history because ma'am is from history department, and it is obviously a well-known fact about there are many stories also and which are and controversies that are around our dear Netaji. And I would like to tell few points that I had actually noted few things, but ma'am has already told. I would like to tell those things which ma'am has somehow missed or skipped due to the paucity of time. Firstly, it's all about how Netaji, yeah, indeed, as Professor Shom Shubrot said, he's truly a pride of Bengal. He's also the pride of India, as ma'am has told, and he's also a pride for our Gorkhas also. So we also have a little bit of stake over how Netaji has looked upon the Gorkhas in India. He was born on 23rd of January 1897 in Cuttack, Orissa. And Netaji, by the word Netaji, we mean we are respecting. It's called the respected leader. The literal translation is respected leader. And as ma'am has also already pointed out that he had been to Germany. So Netaji, this word actually was used, was connoted by Hitler. So if you could, if ma'am can correct me if I'm wrong, but by the facts that I have was looking through, researching for today's speech, I just found that Netaji was also this word was initially coined by Hitler, and then people started also looking him towards as a national leader. um, his famous slogan, as just now the student she just talked about this, the entire recitation was upon how Netaji brought together all the revolutionaries in under one banner. So that is why he earned it also, you can say. It might be a fact that maybe Hitler might have told, oh, given the word, or given the adornment called Netaji, but indeed he was an inspiration to all the youths. And his slogan, in which I think the student had also talked about, give me blood and I will give you freedom. So giving freedom was not so easy as a leader. It was a very big promise from him to his to the citizens of India, but without bloodshed, it is unimaginable to have independent India or the free India. So this is his one of his famous slogan. And the other famous slogan is, I would derive it from Principal Ma'am's speech, that is Jai Hind. Jai Hind means long live India. So long live Hindustan also, we can say. So Jai Hind was word was also coined by Netaji. So this is his contribution towards Indian national movement and also the freedom of India. As a teacher, I feel it is my responsibility to tell the students the student point of view of how Netaji was in his childhood. I remember when I was a small child, I used to study about the small books. They used to come, and Netaji's one of the books actually talked about Netaji. So there it was about Netaji's childhood. So what had happened was he didn't actually go to school. He didn't want to. He was a very meritorious student. He had studied actually in his mother tongue, that is Bengali, most probably in his childhood. So he was once he was then. Uh, admitted in uh, after 8 or 9 years of his age, he was admitted in the school, which was an English medium school. So it was very difficult for him to actually cope up with the language. So the language barrier was there. So this is a story, but it's a factual story. So there, but Netaji did not take it as a this one hindrance at that time. He didn't think that medium of language could actually stop him from receiving education, because he was very good in studies. So that year, it was very difficult for him, but still he stood out second in the class in English. So this was something which was very inspiring for me, even as a childhood, as a child. And I think we could also take lessons as students, since we come from most of the students in this college come from vernacular medium. So when we are trying to go for higher education, English should not be a barrier. This is something which I came to know from Netaji. Let me give you some more information about Netaji. Netaji was a youth educator. This is actually, I have quoted from Britannica. It's a journal which compiles information famous political leaders all over the world. He was also a journalist. And because journalism is something that we would like to always try to connect it with
কিছু বলেনি
citizen as well as the society. So he was a journalist. He was also
দেখো
commanded to
অফিসিয়ালি তো কিছু
Bengal
বলেনি,
police
গুজব
volunteers.
শুনে কি হবে,
So
এইসব ঠিক
at
কথা
one
হবে
point
না।
of time, when, as we all know, during the British era, during the colonial regime, there was a lot of resentment amongst citizens of India for various policies
ওটা
and
কবে আছে?
schemes and everything. So at that time, Subhash Chandra Bose, he was the commandant of Bengal.
ও বাবা, খুব মুশকিল
Of this
ব্যাপার।
volunteers. So he
পরীক্ষা হওয়ার
also
সব থেকে
started
বেশি চান্স
looking
ওইরকম
towards
সময়,
this matter thing,
ওই
and then
মার্চ
started
এন্ড
contributing.
কিংবা
And he became
এপ্রিলের
also
শুরু,
the general
ওইরকম সময়।
secretary of the Indian National Congress. And there was another general secretary. Nehru was also there. So there were two general secretaries at that time. And
মার্চের শুরুর দিকে,
but due to, as
তাহলে
Subhash
হয়তো
Chandra Bose, he had certain differences with the moderates because he was of an extremist view. So he left
কে জানে
Indian National Congress
ভোটের
and
আগে করবে
formed
কি
a new body called the Forward Bloc.
না, কিছু বলছিও
So
না।
let me tell you
কিন্তু
more about
মানে
his
আমাদেরকে
education.
আনঅফিসিয়ালি
Studied
বলেই
in
দিয়েছে যে মার্চে
Kolkata.
পরীক্ষা হবে।
He initially got into
আনঅফিসিয়ালি মানে
presidency
এরকম
college,
অফিসিয়াল
but
কিছু
because of
আসেনি, কিন্তু
extremist views and ideas, he was dropped out of
সেটা
the
কিছু
college
বলেনি।
in 1916. Thereafter, he joined Scottish Church College, which was under Calcutta University, and he graduated in 1980. Thereafter, his parents were also very well off. His father was a lawyer, and his mother was a very dedicated housewife, but they were quite wealthy. So he was sent to University of Cambridge, that's in England, and thereafter he competed for the Indian Civil Service and he qualified it in 1920. So this is his academic journey, which I could tell you. And as a leader, he was quite extremist, as I've already said, but he was also secular. There was a lot of regionalism in him. He always looked forward that every pockets of India should get equally represented, and there was lots of. He always encouraged regional aspirations also. So I would like to tell you about one or two more some other points. Like from the Gorkha Rifles, there were two prominent freedom fighters. Like there was number one, it was Captain Ram Singh Thakuri. He left the first Gorkha Rifles and he joined the Indian National Army, that is INA. And also there was Shahid Major Durga Malla. Shahid Major Durga Malla was the first major in the army that was headed by Netaji. And they joined him in the vision of seeing the independent India via the military force. And in this pursuit, he had also gone to Germany, as Ma'am has already said, but at that time he was able to convince the Germans to also sponsor an Azad Hind radio. So this Azad Hind radio was in this radio he used to talk about how to get India's independence. He talked about the views, okay, and he also spoke. It was in almost 7 Indian languages, including Bengali, Hindi, Urdu, and Odia. All right. So even if he was away from the motherland, he was in exile. He was very efficient in writing one book, that is the Indian Struggle, 1920-1934. This was when he wrote it, when he was in exile. He was ousted from India. So these are certain interesting facts and these books should be read by students, I believe. And based on Netaji's other contributions later on, it was more and more recognized. And in this one, and in 1996 also, Azad Hind Fauj members were all recognized by the West Bengal government. And the first Azad Hind Fauj award was given to Captain Ram Singh Thakuri, who was a Gorkha, and he had also given music to the regimental quick march, that is Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja. So this is how we Gorkhas associate with Netaji. And well, these are a few facts that I felt that I should be sharing in this platform. And I would like to end with a final quote, which is in Urdu by Subhash Chandra Bose. He said, "दुनिया में वही शख्स है ताज़ीम के काबिल, दुनिया में वही शख्स है ताज़ीम के काबिल, जिस शख्स ने हालात का रुख मोड़ दिया." So with this note, I would like to end my speech. And नेताजी जयंती पर सबको फिर से शुभकामनाएं and जय हिंद, नमस्कार.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enlightening speech. Thank you so much. Uh, Before I move on to a recitation by one of our former students, I would like to share one particular episode from my childhood. Am I audible, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Sarang.
This is, I don't know, but I just wanted to share this. I remember when I was a child, my father used to bring those pioneer notebooks for my classworks. And I remember at the end of those notebooks, there were this name of these freedom fighters. And on one hand, there was this name, their date of birth, the year of their birth, and the year of their death. Only for Netaji, I saw that the year of death was left blank. And I used to think, oh my God, he's still alive. It has been 100 years and he's still alive. Today, when I have read about Netaji and I know who he was, because when I was a child, I didn't know about him a lot. My first introduction to Netaji was through that pioneer notebook. And today, when I have read about him, I realize that leaders like Netaji, they never die. They just keep on growing and keep on influencing us. They are immortals, they never die. So today when I look back, I remember, I think that particular blank is so symbolic. They never die, they just keep on growing. So on this personal note, I would like to continue this particular recitation by Norin Alam. She was a former student from the Department of Commerce. Uh, and I just, let me just share the screen and just tell me if it is audible or not. Is the audio, can you hear the audio
Yes,
for
yes,
me?
yes, Sharma.
Okay, 1 minute. কমার্স ডিপার্টমেন্ট, আমি নবীন আরা, কমার্স ডিপার্টমেন্টে এক্স স্টুডেন্ট। নিজেকে খুব কৃতজ্ঞ মনে করি। আবার সুযোগ আমি কলেজে
Shaggy, you need to increase the volume of it.
কতটা প্রাউড ফিল করছি যে আমাকে মনে রাখা হয়েছে এবং আমাকে আবার সুযোগ দেওয়া হয়েছে। আমি ভীষণভাবে কৃতজ্ঞ প্রত্যেকজন টিচারের কাছে, প্রিন্সিপাল ম্যাম, সমস্ত টিচার্সদের এবং নেতাজি সুভাষচন্দ্র বোসকে আমার শ্রদ্ধা ও প্রণাম জানিয়ে আমার আজকের এই কবিতা। কোনো ভুল ত্রুটি হলে আমাকে ক্ষমা করবেন। প্রিয় নেতাজি, অনেকদিন ধরে চিঠি লিখবো ভাবছিলাম, কিছুতেই আর হয়ে উঠছিল না। আজ কোনো একটা ঘটনার নিরিখে তোমাকে চিঠি লিখতে বসলাম। ছেলেবেলায় আমাদের দোতলা ড্রয়িং রুমে তোমার ছবি, জন্মদিনে পেতাম বই, সেখানেও তুমি, বাবার কণ্ঠে তোমার দেখতে দেখতে শুনতে শুনতে ক্রমে আমি তোমার ভক্ত। বাবা ইন্ডিয়ার আর একজন নেতাজির দরকার ছিল, বাঙালিদের বীর সুভাষের মহান দেশ। দাদু বলতেন ছেলেটাকে ওরা শেষ করে দিল। ঠাম্মার চোখে তখন আঁচলের ঘুমুট,
এসবের মধ্যে বড় হওয়া আমিও কেমন একটা ঘোরের মধ্যে থাকতাম, ভাবতাম পারতে, তুমি সব পারতে, যদি আর একবার আমাদের মধ্যে তোমাকে পেতাম। আজ উত্তর 40-এও আমার একই ঘোর, তুমি পারতে, কেননা দেশের মাটিতে দেশপ্রেমের মতো চূড়ানো একটা ঝাঁকু দেবার ক্ষমতা তখন আর কারোর ছিল না। এখনো আছে কি? তোমার হারিয়ে যাওয়ার পর দেশে কত কমিশন বসেছে, ভারতের পূর্ব, পশ্চিম, উত্তর, দক্ষিণে কোনো পীর, কোনো সন্ত, কোনো দয়ালু বৃদ্ধকে দেখে ভুল করেছে সবাই, ছুটে গেছে তুমি মনে করে, কিন্তু ফিরেছে মাথা নেড়ে। তুমি তোমার বাবার আশায় বুক বেঁধেছে। তুমি তো শুধু বসু বাড়ির নও, গোটা ভারতবর্ষের মণিকোঠার হীরক, যার আলোর শুদ্ধতা কালোকে সাদা করতে পারে। এই বিশ্বাসে ভর করে সবাই ভেবেছিল তুমি আসবে, আসবেই, কিন্তু এলে না। কেটে গেল অনেকগুলো বছর, পেরিয়ে এলাম জীবনের অনেক গরিব খুঁজছে। তুমি এখন বিমানবন্দরে, সভা সমিতিতে, রিসার্চ ব্যুরোতে এমনকি ছেলের নামকরণে, শুধু হৃদয় যেন জানো, তোমার জন্মদিনটা এখন সবাই ছুটির দিন বলে আয়েশ করে উপভোগ করে। আর ছেলেরা, তারা তো এখন দেশ থেকে বিদেশের খবরই বেশি রাখে। আর মেয়েরা, তারাও স্বাধীনতার ভেলায় চড়ে হতচকিত, শুধু মাটিটা কাঁপে। সেই কান্না যেন ভূমিকম্প, খরা, এলিনো, বন্যা হয়ে চারিদিকে ভাসিয়ে দেয়। এখনো অভিমান করে শুয়ে থাকবে রেলপথিতে? আজ যখন ঘাড়ের উপর AK-47 নিঃশ্বাস, রক্তের হরি খেলা, ধর্মের জিগিরে, তখন শোনাও সেই আওয়াজ, আমি সুভাষ বলছি। মেয়েটা দৌড়ে এসে বলবে, মা, মা, দেখো উনি আসছেন। পাশের বাড়ির মেসোমশাই ডাকবেন জানলা দিয়ে, বৌমা, আমি বলিনি উনি ফিরে আসবেন? খোলা জানালার ধারে দাঁড়াবেন মায়েরা, তাদের ডান হাতে শঙ্খ, বাঁ চোখে জল, নদী হবে উত্তাল, নৌকা বেসামাল, পড়াল মাঝিও চেঁচাবে, উনি আসতেছেন। সবুজ মাঠে শিশুদের হাতে পতাকার দোলা, উনি আসছেন, উনি আসছেন, উনি ফিরে আসছেন। তোমার হারিয়ে যাওয়া জন্মদিনের ভেতর থেকে উঠে আসুক। আর একটা জিনিস, আজ স্বাধীনতার ঠিক আগের মুহূর্তে দাঁড়িয়ে তোমাকে আমার এই চিঠি, প্রণাম। ভালো থেকো নেতাজি, ভালো থেকো, নমস্কার।
Such beautiful performance, and we are all spellbound. I now ask Shraddha ma'am to continue from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Shatnik, and thank you for sharing your childhood memories on our dear Netaji. What you shared, I think it is certainly something which is very insightful. So, we now have Radha Thakur of 5th semester Hindi department, who will be reciting a poem by Gopal Prasad Vyas. Radha, please.
नमस्ते, मैं राधा ठाकुर आप सबके समक्ष गोपाल प्रसाद व्यास की कविता हिंदी हस्ताक्षर प्रस्तुत करने जा रही हूँ। ये खून कहो किस मतलब का, जिसमें उबाल का नाम नहीं, वह खून कहो किस मतलब का, आ सके देश के काम नहीं। वह खून कहो किस मतलब का, जिसमें जीवन न रवानी है, वो परवश में होकर बहता, वह खून नहीं है, पानी है। उस दिन लोगों ने सही सही खून की कीमत पहचानी थी। जिस दिन सुभाष ने बर्मा में मांगी उनसे कुर्बानी थी। बोले, स्वतंत्रता की खातिर बलिदान तुम्हें करना होगा। तुम बहुत जीत चुके हो जग में, लेकिन आगे मरना होगा। आजादी के चरणों में जो जयमाल चढ़ाई जाएगी, वह सुनो, तुम्हारे शीशों के फूलों से गूंजी जाएगी। आजादी का संग्राम कहीं पैसे पर खेला जाता है, या शीश कटाने का सौदा नंगे सर झेला जाता है। आजादी का इतिहास कहीं काली स्याही लिख पाती है, ये लिखने के लिए खून की नदी बहाई जाती है। यूं कहते कहते वक्ता की आंखों में खून उतर आया, मुख रक्त वर्ण हो गया, दमक उठी उनकी रक्तिम काया। अजानू बाहु ऊंची करके वे बोले, रक्त मुझे देना, इसके बदले में भारत की आजादी तुम मुझसे लेना। हो गई सभा में उथल पुथल, सीने में दिल न समाते थे स्वर इनकलाब के नारों के। होठों तक छाए जाते थे, हम देंगे देंगे खून, शब्द बस यही सुनाई देते थे। घर में जाने को युवक खरे तैयार दिखाई देते थे। दास बोले, इस तरह नहीं, बातों से मतलब करता है। लो, यह कागज है, कौन यहाँ आकर हस्ताक्षर करता है। तो भरने वाले जन को सर्वस्व समर्पण करना है, अपना तन मन धन जन जीवन माता को अर्पण करना है। पर यह साधारण पत्र नहीं, आजादी का परवाना है। इस पर तुमको अपने तन का कुछ उस पर रक्त गिराना है। वह आगे आए जिनके तन में खून भारतीय बहता हो, वह आगे आए जो अपने को हिंदुस्तानी कहता हो, वह आगे आए जो इस पर खूनी हस्ताक्षर देता हो। मैं कफन बांटता हूँ आए, जो इसको हंस कर लेता हो। सारी जनता हुंकार उठी, हम आते हैं, हम आते हैं। माता के चरणों में यह लो, हम अपना रक्त चढ़ाते हैं। 77 से बढ़े युवक उस दिन देखा बढ़ते ही आते थे, चाकू छुरी कटारियों से अपना रक्त गिराते थे। उसी रक्त की सिहाई में वे अपनी कलम डुबोते थे, आजादी के परवाने पर हस्ताक्षर करते जाते थे। उस दिन तारों ने देखा था हिंदुस्तानी विश्वास नया, जब लिखा था रणवीरों ने खून से इतिहास नया। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Radha. That was really beautiful. We will now be screening a short documentary on Netaji. Arun Chaudhary's documentary titled Netaji was first broadcasted in 1973 by Films Division, Government of India, in recognition of his indomitable spirit and selfless service to the nation. So the documentary also celebrates the great leader's life and his heroic and relentless fight for India's independence from the British rule. So we'll be screening the documentary now. Just let me know if I'm audible, if you all can hear the audio of the documentary as well. Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
অনেকে আমাকে প্রশ্ন করছে যে কংগ্রেস সভাপতির পদ ত্যাগ করবার পর আমি কি করব। এর উত্তরে আমি সর্বপ্রথমে আপনাদের স্মরণ করিয়ে দেব যে আজ ভারতবর্ষের সম্মুখে একটা মস্ত বড় সুযোগ উপস্থিত। এই সুযোগ যদি আমরা গ্রহণ করতে পারি, যদি ঠিক পথে চলে কৌশল অবলম্বন করে, let us take full advantage of the present international situation and achieve our goal of complete independence. পুনঃস্বরাজ লাভ করা আমাদের পক্ষে মোটেই কঠিন হবে না। Document 40 towards language tutor. So he gave an ultimatum to the British government and undertook a fast step. The government yielded and released him temporarily, ensuring, of course, that his activities and his movements were closely watched. On the 17th January 1941, at 1:35 a.m., Netaji, in the guise of an upcountry Muslim, Muhammad Ziauddin, tiptoed out of his room, went across the length of his old house, and came down the rear staircase where I had found the car. We drove out of the house in the most natural fashion and took the Grand Trunk road. On the night of 18th January, we reached Gomo station, where he boarded the Delhi Calcutta on his way to Peshawar. Born in Calcutta on January 20, 1896. He was the ninth child of Jayanti and Prabhavati. Brilliant in his studies, Subhash Bose eventually proceeded to England and successfully competed for the Indian Civil Service in 1920. Subhash Chandra Bose aspired to ICS. No, it sounded too much of a parody of his dad's pursuit. To him, life had but one meaning and one purpose: to seek freedom from bondage of material. Vande Mataram solved the dilemma he faced. Returning to India in 1921, Subhash Bose prepared himself for his baptism of fire in the independence struggle. Under the guidance of his guru, Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das, he organized a total boycott in Calcutta on the occasion of the visit of the Prince of Wales to India. This resulted in the first of his many journeys to jail under British rule. In 1924, when C.R. Das was elected mayor of Calcutta, Subhash Bose was appointed chief executive officer. 6 years later, even while in prison, he was elected the mayor of Calcutta. 1921 and 1938, one agitation after another, in and out of jail, periods of exile. A brave man, reduced to utter physical exhaustion. Subhash Bose was released on the express condition that he sought treatment outside India. In Europe, he missed no opportunity to campaign for the cause of India's independence. In January 1938, while abroad, he was elected president of the Indian National Congress. An experience in Rome, the firm principle, all or none. Subhash Bose was indeed the most controversial political figure of his time. At the plenary session in 1939, he was elected Congress president defeating Gandhiji's chosen nominee, Netaji. Subhash Bose, at that time, was for direct action against the British government.
Outside India, the international situation appears very favorable to India as a whole. And I believe that this is an opportunity which we cannot afford to lose, which India will not lose.
But this was not accepted by Gandhiji. Eventually, he was forced to resign the Congress presidency and formed the Forward Bloc. In 1939, Subhash Bose invited Rabindranath Tagore to lay the foundation stone of the Mahajati Bhavan in Calcutta, a memorial hall to the freedom fighters. After his disappearance from Calcutta, Subhash Bose arrived in Berlin. At a meeting of the Free India Center,
This is an opportunity which is rare in the history of the nation, which we cannot afford to lose, which India will not lose. Every commodity in this world has its price, so also has freedom. I appeal to you to be ready to pay the price of freedom, which is worthy and humbling.
the first Azad Hind Fauj was formed in Berlin in September 1941, comprising Indian prisoners of war from Europe and North Africa.
आजाद हिंद फौज अपने मातृभूमि की ओर कूच कर रही है। जाएंगे हम बिगड़ी हिंद बनाएंगे, हम विदेश जाएंगे हम बिगड़ी हिंद बनाएंगे। अब फौज बन कर रहना है सुख धर्म से बसाना, अब फौज बन कर रहना है सुख धर्म से बसाना। सुभाष का कहना है चलो दिल्ली चल के रहना।
In December, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, and the Second World War spread to Asia. The fall of Singapore rocked the foundations of the British Empire. Meanwhile, in India, the Indo-British parleys based on the Cripps mission made little headway. Finally, Mahatma Gandhi gave the Quit India call. The Indian freedom struggle was nearing the final phase. In June 1942, at a meeting in Bangkok, the Indian community invited Netaji to assume the leadership of the Indian freedom movement in East Asia. In response to the invitation, Netaji made a perilous journey in a German submarine around the Cape of Good Hope toward Penang. It took him 90 days to change a submarine from a German to a Japanese, and a final trip by plane to reach Tokyo.
India and Japan have in the past been bound by cultural ties which are about 20 centuries old. In recent times, these cultural relations have been interrupted because of the British domination of India. It is, however, certain that when India is free, these relations will be revived and will be destiny.
Early in July 1943, Netaji arrived in Singapore. Veteran revolutionary Rash Bihari Bose, founder of the Indian Independence League, who had made Japan his home to save himself from British reprisals, entrusted Netaji with the leadership of the League.
might ask me what I did in Tokyo for what present I have brought for you. Well, I have brought for you this present. Brilliant leader and a compromising fighter. Faith and courage now. Present today, I resign my office and appoint this was possible that British officially. After having you both, पूर्वी एशिया की जंग आज़ादी की नुमाइंदों, बहनों और भाइयों, सबसे पहले मैं आप लोगों के दीदी की इस्तकबाल के लिए और साथ ही साथ आपने जो मुझको पूर्वी एशिया की जंग आज़ादी के नेता बनाया, के लिए भी तहे दिल से आप लोगों का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ।
On October 21st, 1943, Netaji established the Provisional Government of Azad Hind in Singapore. Chalo Delhi was a thundering war cry that the men of the Indian National Army heard from their supreme commander. There were no promises made. There were only promises to keep. Give me your blood. I will give you freedom. This is the demand of liberty. I am here to witness your blood seal for the liberty of your motherland. The skies reverberated to the full-throated shouts of Jai Hind, recalling the formation of the Rani of Jhansi Brigade.
Rani of Jhansi Brigade was formed by Netaji with the idea of giving Indian women also a chance to take part in the fighting movement. 75% of the members of the Rani of Jhansi regiment were purely trained as infantry soldiers and officers.
By organizing the Indian National Army, also set about gaining recognition for the Azad Hind government from friendly nations. In the first week of November 1943, Netaji attended the Greater East Asia Conference held in Tokyo.
So long as Anglo-American imperialism is overthrown, India has no hope of achieving her liberty. We are therefore determined to fight shoulder to shoulder with you, no matter how long and hard the struggle may be, and no matter what the suffering and dissatisfied those may prove to be. They will go down in history, not merely as the makers of a movie, not merely as the makers of a movie station, not merely as the makers of a new Asia, but as the makers of a new world.
On December 29th, Netaji arrived at Port Blair to take control of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Japan had earlier announced the handing over of these territories to the Azad Hind government. The liberation of the Andamans was likened by Netaji to the liberation of the Bastille during the French Revolution. He renamed the Andamans as Shahid and Nicobar as Swaraj. With the war guns booming across the eastern borders of India, the advance headquarters of the INA were shifted to Rangoon.
The Anglo formation, which took part in the Battle of India, was number 1 division under the command of General Muhammad Zaman Khan. It had 3 brigades. Number 1 brigade, known as the Subhash Brigade, was commanded by me. Number 2 brigade, known as Gandhi Brigade, was commanded by Inayat Khan. Number 3 brigade, known as Azad Brigade, was commanded by Colonel Gurjar Singh. In addition to this, there was the intelligence group, which was under the command of Colonel Shaukat Malik.
We are conscious that the soil of India is going to be the last theater of war in this part of the world. Since I do not know how many of us who are going to participate in the coming battles will survive to see India free. But whether we survive or not, whether we individually live to see India free or not, we are confident that India shall be free. We are confident that Anglo-American imperialism will be wiped out of India. We are confident that the menace that now hangs over East Asia will be removed once for all. दम कदम बढ़ाए जा, खुशी के गीत गाए जा, ये जिंदगी है कौम की तो कौम पे लुटाए जा, कदम कदम बढ़ाए जा, खुशी के गीत गाए जा, ये जिंदगी है कौम की तो कौम पे लुटाए जा, तू शेर हिंद आगे बढ़ मरे थे फिर भी तू लड़क उड़ा के दुश्मनों का सर जो शे वतन बढ़ाए जा, तू शेर हिंद आगे बढ़ मरे थे फिर भी तू लड़क उड़ा के दुश्मनों का सर जो शे वतन बढ़ाए जा, कदम कदम बढ़ाए जा, खुशी के गीत गाए, ऐ जिंदगी है कौम की तो कौम पे लुटाए जा, कदम कदम बढ़ाए जा, खुशी के गीत गाए जा, ऐ जिंदगी है कौम पे तो कौम पे लुटाए जा.
The unpredictable monsoon cut off even the slender lines of supply and halted the march towards Delhi. To add to the distress, the INA had no air cover. On the other hand, the Allied forces commanded unlimited air support and continuous reinforcements.
Friends, I do not know how many of us who are going to participate in the coming battle will survive to see India free. But whether we survive or not, whether we individually live to see India free or not, we are confident that India shall be free.
Yes, that was it, and that's the end of the documentary. And for your information, Films Division will be screening and they'll be streaming 2 documentaries throughout the day. One being the one which we've just watched, and the other being Ashish Mukherjee's 1973 documentary, The Flame Burns Bright. If interested, you can visit Films Division website or the YouTube channel. Uh, we've also now neared the end of today's program. I would now request Shahina ma'am to deliver the vote of thanks.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, 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 you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now we have come to the end of the wonderful program, and I think we are very fortunate that we could come together on the e-platform to celebrate the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. First of all, on behalf of my college, I express my sincere gratitude to Principal Ma'am for her cooperation and support in arranging this program. I also extend my sincere gratitude to all the speakers, Professor Shaturupa Sengupta ma'am and Professor Kranti Diwan ma'am, for their support and kind participation in this program. We hope that more and more program of this kind will benefit to all of us, including the students community. Once again, I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Orko sir for the technical support to generate a YouTube channel, YouTube link in that moment of crisis, and all the faculties members, staffs, and other members who have given support to conduct this program. Finally, my thanks also
দেখো
goes to
দেখো
the students who have attended this
আমি কনসেন্ট্রেট
program.
করতে পারছি না
I
এখানে
hope that they had
পোস্ট করতে হচ্ছে
acquired some knowledge and enjoyed their program.
রাইস নুডলস দেখো
Thank you to all and have a nice day.
Thank you, Shahina ma'am. So we have come to the end of the program. So thank you for being with us and making this program successful. Thank you. Have a good day.
হোয়াইট সস ব্ল্যাক সস নুডলসটা কি ব্যাপার